Morgan Ragan up in Sacramento. My homegirl, my sister from another mother, pre- and post-game show host on NBC Sports California with the Sacramento Kings, the Deuce and Mo podcast, the Night Chat, all that stuff. Morgan, here we go again.
What is this? Deja vu, you guys.
Yeah, reunited and it feels so good. Or does it feel good for everybody in Sacramento? Did the Kings fans, Morgan, as you talk to them every single night and every single day, is this the matchup they circled? Is this the matchup they wanted as a 9 seed and hosting the playing game up in Sacramento?
Bonte, you already know the answer to that. I mean, when Steph Curry comes to your house and drops 50 on you in a Game 7, it's what literal nightmares are made of for any NBA fan. And that's why, like, even with this one, it's just like, what are the basketball gods doing? Like, why is this the matchup? Why did this have to happen? And, yeah, it kind of sucks, but, it sucks because we've seen this story play out before, except now it's one game, but it's one game where you're going up against a team that has guys that have experienced this type of pressure so many times in their career, and they have seen success.
What's cracking with the Hollow Man? How's he doing lately?
Which one's the Hollow Man?
Oh, it's Domantas Sabonis. Yeah. Yeah.
Jackie, every single time I think of you, I just think, elbow.
Well, you know what, Mo?
Shoulder.
It's funny you bring that up because I thought I saw you on set as your co-host was crying tears of pain because the league is too physical, when the irony is you have a guy who initiates contact on every single dribble he's ever had in his entire NBA career.
Hey, Shasty, was that me with that comment, or was that him with that comment?
Well, I mean, I'm bunching you all together.
Mo, who are you thinking? You and Chelsea Gray is sitting there.
Laughing your ass off.
And I'm laughing at Jafer because I'm like, wait a minute, Jafer, what are you talking about here? What was going through your mind as you let him go on that minute-long rant?
She was ready to grab him a Kleenex.
Saying it's too physical. It's bully ball being played. I don't enjoy this brand of basketball. I can't stop laughing.
Guys, I cannot control what anyone else says. I
Thank
don't
you.
Control
Fonte
what I
knows.
say.
Yeah.
And it is, it is very important when you have teammates up there, you're not just going to crap all over what they have to say. So you hear them, you listen, and I definitely don't agree with it. But at the same time, it's like, he's going to say what he's going to say. And, I love how physical this league is. And I feel like tomorrow, I think it's going to be so physical between both teams. But, no crying over there when I say this. And this is just, come on, it's factual. I am afraid someone like Keon Ellis is going to breathe on Steph Curry, and they're going to start calling that way too soon. And it's like, no, let them play. You know what I mean? Like, Keon Ellis is a pretty pure defender. Like, he's pretty honest in his defense. And, like, if it just kind of goes in that direction, that's not going to be fun to watch. So hopefully it gets to stay physical and refs don't, allow it to be soft for certain people.
I like Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis is playing well. I really like him.
What does the crowd have in store for Draymond Green? One of my favorite moments in Warrior history was when the Boston Garden had a very specific chance for Draymond, and he was doing the Hollywood, Hogan, WWE, cupping his ears to the crowd. The crowd's going to be fired up for Draymond, right?
I guess I feel like, I should honestly feel like I should know and have a pulse of that. But at the same time, I feel like it's the entire Warriors squad. It's not just about Draymond. And I'm sure he'll get booed when he gets the basketball. But I'm kind of like, hey guys, don't waste your energy on that. You got to save your energy for when the Warriors go on a run and the Kings need to feel some home court love and feel the energy, the vibe from the crowd.
Mama read one of these chats on our YouTube here. Ernie Chavez, he's one of our award winners from our Doobie Awards, and he's right on point with this one. Mo is catching strays, like I was catching strays for what Shasky says. So I understand your pain for catching strays for what Draper said last Friday night. Let's just say, it's just not fair.
Are we a
it's
duo
not right.
or what?
Yeah,
He's going to leave me flapping in the wind?
Whoa, he's going to leave me fired from one of these jobs, Mo. I got my own gosh, why did Shasky say that? Now I got to answer to it because Shasky stays at home in his little man cave, and I got to go out there with the people and face the consequences of what he said. But anyway, Sacramento. Anyway, sorry, I had to get that off my chest.
I love it.
Is it as simple as the Sacramento struggles being attributed to Malik Monk being out for 4 to 6 weeks, wherever he's at with the timeline now? What has it been, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks? But is it that simple that Malik Monk has been out, which has led to the struggles of Sacramento?
You guys, it's not that simple. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's like, hey, you didn't do anything at the trade deadline. Hey, you didn't do anything in free agency. Hey, I mean, like, hey, you lost these games against Detroit, Washington, whatever, blah, blah. Like, it goes down the line. But lately, absolutely, the style of basketball had to completely change. The rotations had to completely change. And it's not just Malik Monk, you guys. You look at Kevin Huerter, and I know some of you are like, what? Did he suck this year? Like, all the people that actually just don't watch basketball and just look at a few box scores or something. And it's like, no, actually, it's funny. He posed as a threat because he moves without the basketball. And whether he was going to make that shot or not, he was still a threat. Teams were still worried about him. And 46% of Sabonis' assists came from Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter. So now Sabonis' game has to completely change. And it has completely changed. I mean, they've been doing a lot more pick and roll. De'Aaron's been playing a lot more off ball. So there's not like guys just swarming him at first, so he can actually be something within the offense as well. So, yeah, it's changed a lot of things, but it's not the sole reason.
When I look back at that series, like there was the pre-finger injury, De'Aaron Fox, and there was post. He was still good, but it wasn't the same. And like I do feel like history is kind of forgotten, time is forgotten that he did get hurt. Like, do you guys think about that as a fan base? The De'Aaron Fox injury, the woulda, coulda, shoulda.
No, I don't think it's so much that. I think when you look at his game like last year and you think about the leap that he took with his game offensively as a leader, all these things, you get excited about it. And you definitely have to factor in the injuries. I mean, Sabonis was playing with a broken finger, De'Aaron had his injuries as well. But then this year, too, Shasky, like looking at De'Aaron take a leap on the other side of the floor with his defense, it's more like, okay, this guy at 26 years old is kind of finally figuring it out. And I'm not comparing to someone like Kawhi Leonard, but it took Kawhi Leonard 5 years to really figure out and become the star that he was. And again, De'Aaron's not on that timeline. Like, it's been longer than 5 years. But my point is just so many guys figure out their greatness at different points of their career in different primes. And so I still think he has a lot of room to be. It's not like shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's going to be like, what's going to happen? Yeah.
Mo, Mike Brown. How are the fans feeling about Mike Brown up in Sacramento? He won Coach of the Year a season ago. And then, I hear some of the rhetoric about Mike Brown. How are fans feeling about Mike Brown and his job status up there in Sacramento? What's the word up there?
Isn't it the same thing? Like if Steve Kerr loses a game, like everyone wants to fire him.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's comical how and where people will want the change. And when it is, there's been times with Mike Brown, people have complained about rotations or let's say they stick to blitzing someone like Steph Curry. No, you do not blitz Steph Curry. He's going to make a quick decision. Like these little things that Kings fans that like to really break down the game, technique and everything, they have been frustrated with some of these things. But I think at the same time, like, Bonte, are you, and maybe the answer is yes, are you amazing on TV every single pre and post game?
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely not.
Hell yeah, he is.
Some would say amazing. Never happens on that pre-game
fake humility he's doing right now.
No. Mo knows Shasky tries to project onto me. I'm the most humble guy out here in the Bay Area streets. I really am. I don't brag about myself. And no, I don't have amazing shows. I don't even have amazing segments. I mess up in every segment.
I'm a tremendous humility person.
You guys, my point to that though, it's like I know I'm good at what I do, but it doesn't mean that like I'm going to be perfect every single night. And I guess my point is sometimes these coaches, which, by the way, I love high standards and I believe that we should hold them accountable for mistakes that they make, but it doesn't mean it's a fireable offense every single night. So, yeah, people are fine, but people were riding the high of last year still, and so they get down, especially when expectations change.
Real quick, Mo, how do you look at the Warriors situation from afar? You watch the game inside and out. Also, your G League coverage of the Stockton Kings, and you've done announcing in the G League bubble. You know the league inside and out. I respect you and do so much because your knowledge of the NBA as a whole. How do you view this Warriors situation from afar here with the big three, with the coaches, with the youngsters? What do you see? What comes to your mind when you think about the Golden State Warriors?
Well, I guess when I think about where they are right now, I'm like, how are they a better team? How are they a better team than what they were at the beginning of the season? Like, it's crazy to think about more mileage, more time spent on some of these older dudes. You got Draymond being a loser out there at times. Like, and by the way, when I say that, this is also someone that I respect on the basketball floor that can achieve championships and make Steph better, make his teammates better at times, while also trying to make them worse at times. But my point to all of this, it's crazy then when you start to see the developmental stages of like Moses Moody and Pajemski and Trace Jackson Davis. It's frustrating at times because you guys are 90 minutes away, and it's like how do you figure this out? And really the answer is because of the culture, the I guess everything, the foundation that has been laid down there, and it's a winning foundation. And that's why now when I look at this matchup against the Sacramento Kings, I'm like, you guys are different. The Warriors are different, but they're good different. And the Kings are different from the last time these two teams played, but they're bad different. And it doesn't mean that it's impossible to beat the Warriors on Tuesday. It does not mean it's impossible. Anything can happen in the NBA, but that's just how I describe this situation and what the Warriors look like now.
In terms of civic pride and the Northern California rivalry and what happened last year, even if it's just this one game, would this be the biggest win in 20 years for the Kings? For the fans?
Oh, my God. I mean, maybe for me and my soul.
Well, that's why I'm asking. No, I'm serious. Like, I want to get inside the psyche of all games aren't created equal. I know that there are, you know what I mean? Like, winning this one, it would qualify you for another chance to try to qualify for the playoffs, right? Like, it's not even a playoff game, but
well, it may send the Warriors into an all season.
That's what I'm saying.
Into a tailspin to where they break apart everything. Like Mo, I watched the game yesterday, and I think Clay is coming back. But boy, I'm telling you, it crossed my mind multiple times after he hit 6 threes. This is the last time I've ever seen Clay wearing a Warriors uniform inside Chase Center.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing.
Yeah, no, and that's why I guess, like, when you do look at this game from a Kings fan point of view, just someone that covers it, whatever, and Deuce actually said this last night on the podcast. He's like, this could be the end of the dynasty. This, like, you could be a part of that story of ending the dynasty. Like, obviously that's a little dramatic. Like, you're not going to be the reason, but ultimately you're going to play a part within that story if that was the case and Clay for some reason didn't come back, didn't go in this direction. And so, yeah, I guess if you really want to make it dramatic, and who doesn't love a little bit of drama with all this NBA talk, yeah, then it would be probably the biggest game because of all the angles. And let's just say this too, Shasky, let's just say Kings beat the Warriors, and then they have to go on and play the Lakers. Yeah, this would be the biggest week of Kings basketball in 20 years.
What about the reverse? What happens if they lose?
So if they lose, I know a lot of people had, expectations at least get in the first round of playoffs, and you don't meet those expectations. It's scary. A lot of people are let down. I don't think anything would happen within the organization. It's like you never know in sports, so that always scares me. But I think fan base wise, like, people are just not happy. But can I just say this really quick? It is insane because you guys over there in the Bay Area, you have dealt with winning for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Oh, good for all of you over there with all your cute little championships. So happy for you guys. Us over here, we have dealt with pure dog crap for 16 seasons, and finally you get this glimmer of hope last year. And 48 wins, it's amazing. This year, what, 46 wins? Yeah, 46 wins. 46 wins. If you told me that they were going to win 46 wins the next year, I would be pleased. Now, 46 wins in the Eastern Conference, you'd be making the playoffs, right. So that sounds a lot better. But my point is that there was still I would rather be talking and breaking down competitive basketball for the rest of my life with the Sacramento Kings team than ever go back to 2 9-game losing streaks in a season.
Yeah.
Mo, you weren't happy for us winning 4 championships. Why you guys? Straight cap. Come on. Like, keep it real. Or what are we doing?
You know what's funny though? I am a huge basketball fan. Like, I'm a way bigger Kings fan, like lifelong, bleed purple, all that crap. But like I'm obsessed with basketball, and so when over the years with Warriors basketball, seeing some really beautiful style of play as just in some really special players have been fun. But now that the Kings are good, screw you guys, hope you lose.
Yeah, especially you got to work with me and hear my big fat mouth talking to you. Yeah. I don't talk too much to Mo. Mo's a good.
You ain't talking too much because that DoorDash is getting delivered.
No. Mo's my dog.
Tay Hill, and here comes DoorDash.
Mo, tell me this guy doesn't watch too much pregame post. Take a play off, man. Take care of chase some diapers, Shasky. Stop watching me so hard.
Some of us can multitask.
Yeah, this guy can't, Mo. I'm telling you. But no, Kyle Draper, he gets all the smoke. Mo's.
Yes. Oh,
Mo's my girl. Mo's my girl. She's good peoples. Mo, have fun up there in Sacramento tomorrow night.
I wish you no luck at all.
Same to you guys. No, and enjoy. Either way, let's enjoy the game. I'm sure we'll all be talking later. So thanks for having me, guys.
Anytime, Mo. Anytime. You're welcome. Anytime. Morgan Ragan. She's really knowledgeable too when it comes to the NBA. I love talking to her about the game of basketball. There, pre and post game show host up there at NBC Sports California. Deuce to Mo podcast. Also does her dues through the G League for the Stockton Kings. She is a superstar and she's a star. She's a star. Let me just say that. She is a star.